Okay, let's jump right in. We're about to go on a wild ride, all the way from one of the weirdest ideas in physics to a technology that is, and I mean this, truly going to change our world. We're talking about the quantum leap, from a ghostly idea about particles to the supercomputers of the very near future.
And, every great story has to start with a little bit of mystery, right? Well, this one is basically a quantum ghost story. It's a tale about things showing up where they just shouldn't be.
So, let me ask you something. Pretty simple. If you throw a tennis ball at a brick wall, can that ball just, pass straight through the other side without even touching the wall?
Of course, in our world, the answer is a hard no. That ball is going to bounce back 100% of the time. But here's where it gets really weird. Down in the subatomic world, the world of quantum mechanics, the answer is actually, believe it or not, yes. An object can just pop through a barrier it shouldn't have the energy to cross. This whole spooky phenomenon has a name. It's called quantum tunneling. Imagine a tiny particle facing a mountain that's way too high to climb. Well, instead of trying, it just sort of appears on the other side. It tunnels right through. For a long, long time, this was just one of those mind-bending rules in the universe's strange little handbook.
But then came the breakthrough, a moment where a few scientists took this bizarre idea and did something absolutely incredible with it, something that would lay the groundwork for a whole new kind of technology.
See, a team of 3 scientists actually witnessed this ghostly tunneling effect, but not with just one tiny little particle. No, they saw it happen on a scale that, frankly, nobody thought was even possible.
And these are the folks who pulled it off: John Clark, Michel Devereux, and John Martinez. Their work completely changed the game in terms of how we could actually use the quantum world.
So this is it. This is the official citation for their discovery. Now, it might look a little technical, but trust me, every word in here is gold. We're going to break it down piece by piece to really get why this was such a huge deal. And we'll start with that very first big word, macroscopic.
So what in the world does it mean to see quantum tunneling on a macroscopic scale?
Well, this is the incredible leap they made. Up until then, quantum weirdness like tunneling was something you only saw in the microscopic world, with single electrons, that kind of thing. But Clark, Devereux, and Martinez, they saw it happen in an entire electrical circuit. We're talking billions of atoms all acting together in this one coordinated quantum way. That is a massive, massive shift in thinking. And what this really means is they proved that all that strange quantum stuff wasn't just trapped in the world of the ultra-small. It could be built, it could be engineered, and, this is the most important part, it could be controlled. But seeing this tunneling on a big scale, that was only half the puzzle. The other piece of their breakthrough is just as important, and it comes from that second phrase in their award citation, energy quantization. So the basic idea here is that on the quantum level, energy isn't some smooth, continuous thing. Nope, it only comes in these distinct, separate packets called quanta. You can have one packet of energy, or you can have 2 packets, but you can't ever have 1.5. Think of it like this. The energy we're used to is like a dimmer switch for a light. You can slide it up and down and get any level of brightness you want. But quantized energy, that's like a regular light switch. It's either on or it's off. There's no in between. It clicks into place. And that is precisely what they saw inside their circuit. They could actually measure the energy jumping between these separate steps, these specific levels, just like flicking that switch. So now they had it all. They'd seen both quantum tunneling and these discrete energy levels, all inside a system they built themselves. Okay, so let's recap. They saw ghostly particles jumping through walls and energy clicking like a light switch, all happening inside a circuit you can build in a lab. This is where we get to the big question. So what? Why does any of this matter?
I mean, really, why is it so important that we can see these strange effects in something an engineer can actually build and control?
Because it handed us the blueprint. It gave us the fundamental, controllable building blocks, the actual nuts and bolts for what we now call quantum computers. Suddenly, the path forward was clear. Step 1, prove you can see and control these quantum effects in a circuit. They did that. Step 2, use those distinct energy levels, that on-off light switch, to create stable quantum bits, or qubits. Now, a regular computer bit is just a 0 or a 1. But a qubit, thanks to all this weirdness, can be a 0 times and a 1 at the exact same time. And with qubits that can do that, you can build a quantum computer with just jaw-dropping processing power.
So to put it simply, what they did was transform quantum mechanics from this fascinating, abstract curiosity into a practical, real-world engineering blueprint. It was the exact moment the ghost story became a construction manual for the future.
Which really leaves us with one last, pretty amazing thought. This whole journey started with an idea that seems totally impossible: a particle walking through a solid wall. By learning how to control that impossibility, we're now building computers that can solve problems we once thought were unsolvable. It really makes you wonder, if we can learn to engineer the impossible, what problems are we going to solve next?